It's Madden NFL 22, and we've got a showdown in the AFC North. It's the Bengals and the Steelers, and it comes your way next.
On a beautiful late summer afternoon for football, we welcome you to Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. His Steelers getting set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. CD, everybody loves to see the deep ball. We know that. We got a couple of quarterbacks here who can really sling it. Joe Burrow of the Bengals, Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers.
I like your point there, partner, because it is back in vogue. And what I mean is taking the shots downfield, because for a long time in this league, it was all about precision passing, the West Coast offense. But now we've got a couple of guys here who'll take some shots downfield, and they have some receivers who can go get it.
Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and with towels waving, we're underway from Heinz Field. Ray McLeod to return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Steelers here ready to go to work for the first time. And the grizzled vet, Ben Roethlisberger, bringing him out now in his 18th season in the National Football League.
And it's not out of the question, it's not out of the realm at all to wonder if this might be the final season for Big Ben, either in a Steeler uniform or in the NFL period. He re-signed back in March saying, "It's my greatest honor to be a Pittsburgh Steeler and give my all for the organization." Had a big year in 2020, 33 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions, and led the Steelers to an 11-0 start. You have to think that he would love to end his career the way Peyton Manning and John Elway did, hoisting the Lombardi Trophy and heading off into the sunset.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Working with a 2nd and 4. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger to the right side to Eric Ebron. And he will have a Steelers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They hand this off to Harris and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Now Roethlisberger. He wants it all for the end zone. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. Time to see this Bengals offense here as they get set for their first drive. And under center, of course, is the #1 pick in the 2020 draft, now in year number 2, Joe Burrow.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. But so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here that if you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. He juked him. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Well, Charles, these Pittsburgh Steelers, as they come back out here on offense, this is a team that you're going to see week 1 against the Bills in Buffalo. That should be a very intriguing matchup. And I think this is an intriguing team. Ben Roethlisberger, yes, he's back, but he's now 39 years of age. And, yes, we've seen Tom Brady do it into his 40s, but we'll see what Big Ben has left in the tank.
Yeah, and I think he's got plenty left in the tank. I know the season didn't end the way that anyone would have expected after their start. I mean, you start out with 11 straight wins. You don't expect to lose 5 of your last 6 and go home early. But Ben Roethlisberger had a nice season. Well in the 30s in touchdown passes, played well, but they couldn't run it. So they've retooled their offensive line. They'll have a rookie starting at left tackle in Dan Moore, and Kendrick Green, another rookie probably starting at center, and Chuks Okafor back to right tackle. And, of course, they drafted Najee Harris, the lead runner out of Alabama. So if they can run it with some consistency, that'll allow Big Ben to throw it out wide and create some bigger plays. Pittsburgh will still be good because they still play defense at Pittsburgh as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He finds Kalen Ballage, his running back. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Looking to throw again on second down. Roethlisberger. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. He was trying to get it to Kalen Ballage out of the backfield. And it'll bring up third down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
Yeah, that's right. Get off the train tracks, baby. Get off the train tracks.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
Let's go.
Cincinnati Bengals coming back out here, Charles. Let's talk about Cincinnati. Of course, last year, the Joe Burrow injury was the headline, and that kind of took the train off the tracks. They finished 4-11-1. Now Burrow is back. What are the expectations here year 2 with him under center?
Well, you mentioned Joe Burrow's rookie year. Despite the losing record, no one was more impressive as a first-year player than Joe Burrow. He was terrific. I think he'll get back and play even better this year, especially as he gains confidence after returning from injury. Adding in Jamar Chase as a wide receiver, a big-time move. Jackson Carman as an offensive lineman. But all in all, tough division. Chasing Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. That's a heck of a battle.
Yeah, and of course, Bengals fans know all too well it's now been 3 decades without a postseason win. That's the longest active streak in the National Football League. From the 38, Burrow. Now Burrow loses the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
The Steelers ready for their next possession. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Roethlisberger.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Roethlisberger. They'll set up the screen to Ballage. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The key to any screenplay is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Brandon Wilson now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Burrow looking to pass. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now Roethlisberger. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. The fullback wide. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The fullback dive held up short. And the Bengals will get the football back. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, Sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Burrow. That's complete to the tight end Sample. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down.
Here we go.
Now Burrow. Now Burrow loses the football. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And Burrow's saying, let's go, let's go. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
McPherson's kick is good. And that will knot things up here late in the 1st half. Now, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you've got the 2nd half to play.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. McLeod now on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, and not much time, we'll see how they play this. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
This is our time. Our time. Here we go. Here we go. Block 80. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Cincinnati. And they didn't get a whole lot done in the rushing department in those first 2 quarters. They probably feel pretty lucky to be tied here at halftime. And meanwhile, for the Steelers, here's a look at their numbers throwing the football in what was a very even first half.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
To throw again on second down. Burrow. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. Steps away to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
That was an example of excellent defense there. They stuffed him. So now he brings up a 3rd down situation. If I'm calling plays here, I make sure I put it in the hands of my quarterback and get it to a receiver real fast. I'm not running the ball here.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. A little juke. A 40-yard punt, no return.
Let's go.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
And Deontay Johnson has seen his share of targets increase in his first 2 years in the league, and last year finished with 88 catches. Continuing to work on grabbing everything that comes his way. A nice catch there.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Johnson the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, let's get back to taking a tour around our preseason predictions. Charles, I need your nod for most valuable player.
Well, how about Derrick Henry? Imagine if he gets back to 2,000 yards. It'd be the first time in NFL history that a runner goes back-to-back seasons with 2,000. And don't forget, he gets a 17th game this year. That could easily happen. How about Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, the leading quarterbacks? We always talk about quarterbacks. But Aaron Donald, he gets close, but never gets over the top. Defensive players don't get enough love. And here's my swing. Justin Herbert gets the Los Angeles Chargers to the playoffs and has a monster year as a 2nd-year quarterback. Herbert or Donald? I'll go with Aaron Donald. Go with the defense.
Oh, okay. Last non-quarterback to win it, by the way, Adrian Peterson, 2012.
Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson, 52 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
Well, for Ben Roethlisberger, he had the elbow reconstruction back in 2019, but he does not appear to have lost much at all, as that was a rocket.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham. You have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
And the final number on that throw, boy, it traveled an even 69 yards.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Brandon Wilson to return it. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And the drive starts with a completion left side. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. Roethlisberger. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, but now it'll be third down.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And that's incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution because he realized he's in field goal range, no sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
And Boswell's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So the lead extended. I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you say, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. The return man, Wilson. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Steelers defense getting ready here for this next possession. They recovered the fumble last time. 3 turnovers for them in this game. They've been that word opportunistic comes to mind, right?
Exactly right. And you know guys on defense, they say the turnovers, the offensive guys call them turnovers. We call them takeaways. We go get them. And that's exactly what they've done in this game.
The former DB making sure you know they're takeaways on the defensive
takeaways,
side.
Man.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 25 yards that time. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. McLeod now on the return. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Johnson's got it complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 2nd down now. It's Harris trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches, but it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
A gain of 6 there on 1st. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. From the 39, Burrow. Open man is Uzomah. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now Burrow on first down. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And Burrow going to throw again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. And that takes us from second to third down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Here's Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that is dropped. Oh, my goodness. That could have been a game changer, but he could not hang on.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. A fourth quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they caught a break with that missed field goal. Instead of being tied, they now sit in the fourth quarter driver's seat, still up 3. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Like 30. 4 down, check, 4 down. What is that?
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They run again with Harris. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
So Burrow and the Bengals down 13-10, 2:12 to play. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
Heady on that one, huh? Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning. They get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball downfield. Very smart football.
Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Now it's Burrow. And this will be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here we go.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Being chased out left. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Burrow on his toes that time as they get the 1st down.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know. I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game.
Here's Burrow. Complete to Boyd.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And Burrow's saying, let's go, let's go. Throwing, Burrow.
He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
Burrow.
And this is going to be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Roethlisberger dropping to a knee, and that ought to do it.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.